A federal judge on Monday blocked President Donald Trump's executive order to cut funding from cities that limit cooperation with U.S. immigration authorities. But the administration says it's appealing to a higher court and predicts it will win in the end. U.S. District Court Judge William Orrick rejected the administration's argument that the executive order applies only to a relatively small pot of money and said Trump cannot set new conditions on spending approved by Congress. The district court exceeded its authority today when it barred the president from instructing his cabinet members to enforce existing law, Department of Justice spokesman Devin O'Malley said in a statement late Monday. The Justice Department will vindicate the president's lawful authority to direct the executive branch. A federal judge on Monday permanently blocked President Donald Trump's executive order to cut funding from sanctuary cities including San Francisco and Santa Clara County, California. Jose Inés Garcia Zarate, left, has acknowledged shooting 32-year-old Kate Steinle, right, in the back while she was walking with her father on the downtown San Francisco pier on July 1, 2015. The Justice Department insists it will win in a higher court because the president has the power to tell the Justice Department how to spend its money. The judge had previously made the same arguments in a ruling that put a temporary hold on the executive order targeting so-called sanctuary cities. The Trump administration has appealed that decision to the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals. Orrick's ruling came in lawsuits brought by two California counties, San Francisco and Santa Clara. San Francisco City Attorney Dennis Herrera said the ruling was a victory for the American people and the rule of law. This executive order was unconstitutional before the ink on it was even dry. We live in a democracy. No one is above the law, including the president, he said. President Trump might be able to tweet whatever comes to mind, but he can't grant himself new authority because he feels like it. In this July 17, 2015 file photo, flowers and a portrait of Kate Steinle remain at a memorial site on Pier 14 in San Francisco. Jim Steinle, center, and Liz Sullivan, right, the parents of Kate Steinle, walked to a courtroom for closing arguments in the trial of Jose Inés Garcia Zarate accused of killing their daughter. According to the Center for Immigration Studies, about 300 sanctuary jurisdictions rejected more than 17,000 requests from the federal government for the detention of illegal immigrant criminal suspects and convicts, between January 2014 and September 2015. Monday's court decision comes against the backdrop of the murder trial of an illegal immigrant who allegedly killed a young woman after being deported from the U.S. 5 times. A verdict is expected soon in the case of Jose Inés Garcia Zarate over the shooting of Kate Steinle on a San Francisco pier in July 2015. Before the shooting, San Francisco officials had released Garcia Zarate from custody instead of turning him over to federal immigration authorities. The case has become a rallying cry for Trump and other Republicans. A lawyer for the DOJ argued during a hearing before Orrick in April that the executive order applied to only a few grants that would affect less than $1 million for Santa Clara County and possibly no money for San Francisco. Protesters have deluged San Francisco with demands for HTE continuation of its sanctuary city status. California Attorney General Xavier Becerra, right, Shakes succeeded in getting a federal judge to block President Donald Trump's executive order to cut funding from cities that limit cooperation with U.S. immigration authorities. But the judge disagreed, saying in his rulings that the order was written broadly to reach all federal grants and potentially jeopardized hundreds of millions of dollars in funding to San Francisco and Santa Clara. He cited comments by the President and Attorney General Jeff Sessions as evidence that the order was intended to target a wide array of federal funding. And he said the President himself had called it a weapon to use against recalcitrant cities. Cities run by Democrats opposed to Trump's policies have been defiant in the past. San Francisco is a sanctuary city and will not waver in its commitment to protect the rights of all its residents, San Francisco Mayor Edwin Lee said in January, when he announced the expansion of a fund that provides legal services to illegal immigrants. Chicago has in the past been a sanctuary city, Mayor Rahm Emanuel said in November. It always will be a sanctuary city. Related articles previous. 1 Next. Mexican illegal immigrant who killed Kate Steinle denies. Surveillance footage shows the moment Kate Steinle was shot. Murder jury is told illegal Mexican immigrant could not have San Francisco to pay $190,000 to illegal immigrant after. Share this article. Share script dm.later, bundle, function, if, dm.rotator, new dm.rotator, p35, pages eyes, 1, page count, 1.0, active class, active, rotate, false, dollar, number p35.bigshare.on, click, function, dms.facebook.post related. The Trump administration separately has also moved to withhold one particular law enforcement grant from sanctuary cities, prompting a new round of lawsuits that are pending. Separately, a federal judge ruled last week that the U.S. government can't withhold a major grant that pays for public safety equipment in Philadelphia. U.S. District Judge Michael Bailson said in his decision that he weighed the public interest and possible harm that could come from withholding such funds. Both the federal government and the city of Philadelphia have important interests at stake here, and the court does not minimize either of their concerns, the judge wrote. In this case, given Philadelphia's unique approach to meshing the legitimate needs of the federal government to remove criminal aliens with the city's promotion of health and safety, there is no conflict of any significance.